Hey gang, so here's a great lesson that we get to learn over and over again if we choose to. So I had done a record with a friend of mine. It started about 4 years ago, and then COVID, right? So we tried to do it long distance, sending stuff back and forth. And about 2 years ago, we finished it. We did some mixes. We thought we were done. We were happy. Everything was cool. But then I was like, you know, you learn some new things, you open it up and you're like, well, maybe I could do this better. So I took it upon myself, I opened it up and I did another round of mixes, sent them off, and Bob Olson was mastering them for me because I don't master my own stuff. I need another set of ears. And he was like, hey, you know, maybe you want to look at this and look at that. And I was like, oh God, you know, mixing it a third time. Okay, well, I better figure out a new way to do this that's better then, because I've done everything that I knew and even incorporated some new things. So I went about, not to get too deep in the weeds, but I made what is in essence an analog-based realm in digital. So I grew up with analog, recording to tape with real desks and real studios. I was like, well, let me spend my time and do that in the digital realm. I did. It took a week to set it up. I'm not kidding, because it's very detailed and having all these different channels and making sure the phase is correct. And again, not getting too much in the weeds, but basically an analog environment in the digital realm. So I start doing it, and then it takes a week to set up, and then it took another 3 days to really detail it even further. So 10 days of setup before I started mixing. I started mixing and I'm going, wow, this is really better. This is breathing and pumping and wider, and it's got more depth, and I'm really happy with this. But I hit a roadblock with this one song. And I'm like, what is wrong here? Why can't I get this thing to work? And I'm sure it was that way with the other 2 sets of mixes we did. And then finally I realized, start taking things away. We're so eager these days, especially with the competition and modern production and everything. We're just piling stuff on. I started taking things away. And I took one thing away and it got better. I was like, okay, take another thing away. Okay, that got better. I took a third thing away. I got down to where there were only 4 instruments, including the voice. And it was still full and beautiful and breathing and magical. Boom. That ended up being the mix. Sent it to my buddy. He's like, wow, yeah, that sounds really good. I took away everything but the basics. So if you're frustrated and you're hitting your head against the wall sometimes mixing or creating or trying to get somewhere with your music, start taking things away. I've said this many times before. Start taking things away. Things that nobody's gonna miss except you, because we get all obsessive about, oh no, we gotta double the guitars and we gotta have this wheedly wee here. Take it away. Take it away and see what happens. A lot of the times, it gets better.